Today's episode is sponsored by Midwest Fire. For more than 20 years, Midwest Fire has been manufacturing high-quality tankers, tanker pumpers, and fire rescue vehicles in the United States and Canada. Keeping firefighters safe while enhancing their capabilities is what they do best. To learn more, go to MidwestFire.com.
This is Dave Dodson, creator of the Art of Reading Smoke program and co-author of the newly released Art of Reading Buildings book. And you're listening to the SA Matters radio show with Rich Gasaway. The SA Matters mission is simple. They want to help us see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes.
Hello, and welcome to episode 78 of the Situational Awareness Matters radio show. I'm your host, Rich Gasaway. The purpose of this show is to improve situational awareness and decision-making for individuals and teams who work in high-risk, high-consequence environments. The SA Matters mission is simple: to help you see the bad things coming and time to avoid bad outcomes. If you've experienced or witnessed a near miss and would like to have a platform to share your lessons learned with others, please contact me by visiting the SAMatters.com website and clicking on the Contact Us link on the top of the homepage. Think about that for a minute. The lessons learned from your near-miss event could save the life of another responder. That's powerful. If you want to share your experience, contact me. I'm coming to you today from Long Beach, California, where I'm in town to deliver a situational awareness program for the Association of Air Medical Transportation Conference. I want to thank Spectrum Aeromed for sponsoring my program and for providing books and hosting a book signing of my newest book, Situational Awareness Matters, Volume 3. And speaking of which, I'm super excited to announce the release of my third book, Situational Awareness Matters, Volume 3, in a series. This book contains 30 lessons for improving first responder situational awareness and decision-making under stress. Volume 1 contained 50 lessons, and Volume 2 contained 30 more lessons. So between the three books, there's now shared 110 lessons on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making. If you're interested in purchasing any of these books, head over to the SAMatters.com website and click on the store link. Here are some chapter titles contained in Volume 3. Training, radio discipline, complacency, communications, expectations, imagination, locus of control, maydays, working command dispatching, mindfulness, technology, aggressiveness, simulations, and so much more. Today I'm going to share a lesson from the book called Beginning with the End in Mind. So let's jump into today's lesson. Begin with the end in mind. One of the essential components of well-developed situational awareness is being able to accurately predict the future. These predictions should be made during the initial scene size-up, and then it should be updated often as the incident progresses. In this episode, the need to begin with the end in mind will be explored, and tips will be provided for how to improve outcome predictions. Levels of situational awareness. Starting off, let's review the levels of situational awareness to form the context of how we get to predicting the future. Situational awareness begins with capturing clues and cues in your environment. All the senses can be used in the process of capturing clues and cues. In the context of emergency response, the senses most often deployed are vision and hearing. This is termed Level 1 situational awareness. At this level, the clues and cues are not yet comprehended into meaning. They're only captured. Level 2 situational awareness is where the clues and the cues are processed into meaning. This is referred to as comprehension. The responder may use intuition to form comprehension, using subconscious pattern matching, or may use rational judgment to process the meaning of clues and cues, especially if the situation is novel, never before having been experienced. The highest level of situational awareness, level 3, is predicting the future. These projections of future events come through modeling of the events based on an individual's collective past experience and training. The more experience and training a responder possesses, the more likely he or she is to have good predictive skills. Projection. The ability to assess a situation and make an accurate prediction about the future may be the single most powerful, safety-oriented skill one can have. Essentially, projection involves assessing the current situation and making a determination of how the events will unfold, to see the ending of a movie before it arrives. Hollywood is masterful at leading movie watchers in the direction that points to a predictable ending, only to have an unexpected twist of fate, leaving the viewer caught entirely off guard. Screenplay writers take painstaking efforts to develop storylines that are hopelessly unpredictable. That's the hook that sells the movies. Standard, predictable outcomes. Most emergency scenes do not mimic Hollywood, however, and the outcomes are often predictable if emergency responders possess appropriate levels of training and experience. This is not to say that unpredictable things cannot happen, for we all know they can. But even some of the alleged unpredictable things are, unfortunately, predictable. For example, a fire in the basement of a structure with a lightweight construction weakens the floor. If a crew makes entry into the front door of the structure without completing a 360-degree size-up, failing to notice the heavy basement fire involvement through the walkout basement in the rear, it may be predictable the crew might find themselves imperiled. Or a crew makes entry into a structure that is not properly ventilated of excessive heat and smoke, that contains massive amounts of hydrocarbon gases from melting plastics. They may find themselves in a flashover situation. Or a fire that has weakened the components of construction, loses to the forces of gravity, and the structure falls down with firefighters inside, or in proximity to the collapse zone, and it results in casualties. Bad things can happen unpredictably, that is for certain. But many bad things can also be predicted when a responder uses projection to look into the future and envision events prior to them happening. The role of training and experience. To make accurate predictions of future events, assuming it is not based on luck, responders need to possess training and experience. The higher the risk and the lower the frequency of an event, the more important it is to be properly prepared. Responders can enhance experience levels by becoming a student of casualty events. There's no shortage of investigative reports that chronicle the casualty events beginning to end. Responders who study these reports can see an emergence of patterns. Many of the events played out in similar and predictable ways. Smoke, fire, and gravity all follow scientific principles. For example, if you're trying to get your campfire started, you may blow on it to introduce additional oxygen. Blacksmiths use bellows for the same purpose, making their fires hot enough to melt steel. Thus, it should be predictable that a wind-driven fire will behave with similar properties, increasing in intensity and resulting in rapidly increasing heat and fuel consumption. With the proliferation of videos on the internet, it is also much easier to learn visual clues and cues that are the predictors of bad outcomes. One of those is smoke conditions. It may be difficult to comprehend the properties of smoke through the descriptors used in a written report. Video, however, allows the viewer to see dramatically the color and volume and velocity and density of the smoke and the changing conditions that are the predictors of the future. In the completion of every call, ask yourself, did this turn out as I had predicted it would? If the answer is yes, then take inventory of the clues and cues that helped you to make the accurate predictions. If the answer is no, then ask yourself what clues and cues you may have missed or misunderstood that prevented you from making an accurate prediction of the future. If an unexpected outcome occurs, then ask yourself if there's anything you could have done more accurately to predict the future. As you watch videos and read case studies, use the same predictive strategy to assess the clues and cues. It's not enough to simply make a prediction. It's important to painstakingly reflect on indicators that allowed you to make your accurate prediction. It can be a very beneficial exercise to do this with a group of responders where ideas and observations can be shared and discussed. Discuss a time when you were able to make an accurate prediction of a future event by assessing clues and cues. Inventory the key indicators that assisted you in your projection. Discuss a time when you were not able to make an accurate prediction of a future event and something entirely unexpected happened. Discuss what clues and cues may have been overlooked that were the indicators of the future. Also discuss what clues and cues changed and how you may have been able to comprehend those changes as indicators of the future events. Discuss in inventory the critical clues and cues that are the predictors of the future for various types of emergency events. Discuss how the clues and cues may be difficult to assess or may be misdiagnosed. Discuss strategies for overcoming these challenges. Before I close today's episode, I want to take a moment to thank the departments and organizations that have hosted recent Situational Awareness Matters tour stops. Your efforts to bring this valuable and powerful training on situational awareness and high-risk, high-consequence decision-making to your members and others in your region are greatly appreciated. The Champions Fire Protection District in Houston, Texas, Fire Shows West in Reno, Nevada, the New Hampshire Fire Chiefs Association, and the New Hampshire Fire Academy in Concord, New Hampshire, the Pearland Fire Department in Pearland, Texas, and of course where I'm at now, the Association of Air Medical Transport Conference in Long Beach, California. If you're interested in attending an upcoming tour stop, you could catch me on October 22nd at the Emergency Preparedness and Hazardous Materials Conference in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, October 26th and 27th at the Hampton Roads Fire Chiefs Association in Hampton Roads, Virginia, October 29th at the Tennessee Department of Homeland Security in Knoxville, Tennessee, November 5th at the Lake County Fire Chiefs Association in Concord, Ohio, November 11 and 12, the Managerial Association of Emergency Services, 2 programs, one in Bradenton, Florida, one in Northport, Florida. November 13th, I'll be presenting at the International Association of Fire Chiefs Volunteer and Combination Officers Section Symposium in the Sun in Clearwater Beach, Florida. And on November 17th, I'll be presenting for the International Association of Fire Chiefs Company Officer Leadership Seminar in Dallas, Texas. And then I'm going to take a break from the road for a couple of weeks and enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday and some time with my family. If you're interested in attending an upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stop, head over to samatters.com website and click on the blue box on the right side of the homepage labeled Upcoming Events Schedule. Here's hoping there'll be a tour stop near you and we'll get a chance to meet up. If you're interested in scheduling an SA Matters tour stop yet in 2015, or your department or association is interested in booking a program in 2016, then head over to the SA Matters website and click on the Contact Us link. If you're not a member of the SA Matters community of learners yet, please consider joining. There are over 5,000 members connected in the SA Matters community, sharing ideas about how to improve situational awareness, how to make better decisions under stress, and how to train members to be critical thinkers and resilient problem solvers. Membership is free, and when you sign up, I'll send you a special report called 25 Best Practices for Improving First Responder Safety. If you're not a member yet, head over to the samatters.com website and click on the red box on the right side of the page that says Free Membership. As a reminder, every episode of the SA Matters radio show has a corresponding show notes page on the samatters.com website. All the most recent episodes scroll on the home page, but for the older episodes, go to samatters.com / and then enter the episode number, which is always mentioned at the start of each show. So, for example, if you wanted to access episode 50, open up your internet browser, type www.samatters.com / 50, and that'll take you to the page that contains the link for the episode. The show notes page contains additional information and resources about the episode, and depending on who the guest is, it may also include incident scene, pictures, videos, and audio, as well as contact information for our guest. On the show notes page, you can also ask questions and leave feedback on the episode. If you want to get connected with me on social media, you can follow @Rich Gasaway or @SA Matters on Twitter. The SA Matters Twitter community has more than 16,000 followers on our mission there, and thanks to everyone who is connected with me on Twitter. You can also get connected with me on Periscope by following @Rich Gasaway. Periscope is a Twitter application that you can download on your phone, and you'll get notifications of upcoming live video presentations that I'll be doing on Periscope. You can also get connected with me on Facebook by joining the SA Matters private Facebook page. You can do that by going to facebook.com /groups /SA Matters. I've got a really good discount running on the private Facebook page for the group members, and they can get 50% off on my new book, and there is a code there on the private Facebook group for that discount. On LinkedIn, you can also find me by searching Rich Gasaway. And thanks to everybody that's connected with me on Facebook and LinkedIn. I really enjoy sharing the SA Matters content with you there as well. If you like the show, please consider going to iTunes or Stitcher Radio and subscribing. Search for SA Matters Radio, SA Matters Radio. Please consider leaving some feedback while you're there, and if you like the show, I'd appreciate it if you'd give it a 5-star review. Not only will that motivate me to work harder for you, but it will also help others to find the show. Well, that's it. Episode 78 is complete. Thank you to our sponsor, Midwest Fire. Thank you to all of our live program hosts. And thank you, our listeners, for sharing some of your valuable time with me today. I really appreciate your support of the SA Matters mission. Be safe out there, and may the peace of the Lord and strong situational awareness be with you always.
You've been listening to the Situational Awareness Matters radio show with Dr. Richard B. Gasaway. If you are interested in learning more about situational awareness, human factors, and decision-making under stress, visit samatters.com. If you are interested in booking Dr. Gasaway for an upcoming event, visit his personal website at richgasaway.com.